You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show. Go ahead.
Welcome to Movie Baiters with the Farx brothers. I'm Kyle.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Nick.
He's specifically not on camera, Mick, in case you're wondering.
Yes.
I don't want to see myself.
That's fair.
Yeah, he doesn't want, when he transcodes this for Kirk later, he doesn't want to see himself.
It's bad enough I'm going to fly into frame to pour myself wine on that camera. Well, in that one. To get my shoulder on
Do you
that.
wanna
Black
blur
Blacks,
out-
we would like, we
You
would like
just
a
got-
sponsorship from the Blackbacks
Premium wines.
premium
Only
wines.
the premium ones.
Yeah.
What makes it's like luxury apartments.
Yeah. Premium box wine is like luxury apartments. Yeah.
So, young Mick Lynch, Michelob Ultra Lynch Ultra. Michelob Lynch Ultra is, I think, where I've landed on for your nickname.
Ultra is an honorific, like doctor, but it's, yeah.
Do you know Arthur Hay? He calls everyone doctor. That's why I ask if you know who he is. He works at Conduit Sound.
Art, yeah. Oh,
I know Art Hay. I don't know Arthur
I
Hay.
don't know Arthur. Yeah,
Art-
I've worked with him on a couple things. Yeah. I don't know if I clocked that he called everyone doctor, but that's really...
He does call most to a lot of people doctor. So we ask everyone at the beginning of the show, Mick, are you a multi-hyphenate or just a hyphenate? Like, are you just a composer, or do you have other hyphenates you like to add? See how I ruined what you could introduce yourself as?
Yeah.
Let everyone know that I screwed it up. Sorry, is this good for sound effect?
I guess I'm a multi-hyphenate.
But that's
What's your
okay.
other hyphenates?
I don't know. I guess composer, producer, songwriter. All that I get paid to do is compose and produce. So I guess I'm a single hyphenate.
Single hyphenate.
We probably asked this on an episode you've been on before and on other interviews you've been on, but welcome to Movie Bears with the Farx brothers, where we ask the same question again. What's the difference between composing and writing a song?
I wish I knew. No, I mean, composer, I think, is specifically like a title in a larger production. Like if you're composing music for something that extends beyond music, you would be a composer. So if you're composing for a film soundtrack, composing for, like a theater production or something, I think if you're just kind of, a songwriter is kind of leading the production of whatever they're doing, I think as, a songwriter, you're making a song and it's your song, and a composer is part of a greater whole. That's my distinction. I don't know though. Composer also sounds more sophisticated, which is maybe more of the reason.
It's like cinematographer versus director of photography.
I thought didn't someone tell us why there was a reason for that?
They did. It's not
Yeah.
this episode. Go back and listen to Nick Swedlin's
Well,
episode.
is there a difference between a lyricist and a songwriter, or is that the same thing?
I think being credited as a lyricist, I think would typically imply that somebody else is writing the musical element, but not writing lyrics. So like you would usually have, I also think the title composer typically implies that you're not writing lyrics. So it's something instrumental, like a film soundtrack or anything else.
Would you do both as like you're in a band and you guys... What do you
do.
spend most of your time doing? Justify your time to me.
Lately, it's been a lot more songwriting than composing because I've been very focused on. We're kind of making a cool protesty concept album for the current times.
Wait, okay. Why is it cool?
It's not. But that was just kind of.
Bro, you can't
that
just...
was to distract you from the concept album,
Protesting?
pretentious
Yeah.
part of it.
What makes it pretentious?
No, just making a concept album, I think, is inherently a little pretentious. I don't know. Yeah, lately it's been a lot of mainly kind of writing more songwritery stuff, like lyrical stuff that I would sing. But that's also because like my big gig right now as a composer is a game soundtrack that I can just kind of intermittently put time into because I'm doing it alongside the development of the game. So
Haven't
there's
you
a
been
lot of-
working on this game soundtrack for like years now?
Yeah, it's been little over 1 year now, and it'll probably be another 2 or 3 years, which is nice to have like something to fall back on to feel like I'm doing something.
How'd you get into the? Is this your first time doing music for a game? I assume like a video game because you said developing, right? So
it is, and it's really a dream come true for me because I'm like such a nerd, especially for like indie games and that kind of scene, and have been for a while. That I just saw this game on Kickstarter and I thought the art for it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. It's this beautiful artist named May, based in Vietnamese, based in Vancouver right now. Along with most of the team is based in Vancouver. But the art is this beautiful, like hand-drawn sort of digital charcoal thing. And I thought it was it just really caught my eye. And so I just reached out to them off of Kickstarter and I was like, do you have someone doing the music yet? I was more tactful than that, I guess. But generally that kind of, just like a cold call, cold message. And I sort of got a back and forth going and became friends with them and kind of learned about where they had come from. And then when they got to the point where they were actually putting things together for the first kind of, to release kind of the first chapter of the game to the Kickstarter backers as a reward, as kind of like an early access demo. And when they like got to the point where those pieces were put together and they could put music in, they kind of gave me a chance to take a test run at it, and they liked what I did, and so now I'm on board for the rest of this game, and they're all really nice people. I flew out to Vancouver recently to meet up with them because we were at a convention called the Vancouver Game Garden where they were nice enough to give us like a booth there.
And they had you come out and work the booth?
Yeah, we had the whole team there. It was kind of like an excuse for us all to get together because it was like all of our kind of food and shelter would be provided pretty well, and we could afford it if we all pitched in a little bit for an Airbnb or whatever. And so it just worked out well as kind of something that we could finally get the whole team together for. There's 7 of us.
Making this game?
Yeah.
What kind of game is it?
It's like almost what you'd call like a visual novel. Like it's very sort of prose, writing driven, world building driven. There's not really any sort of action or heavy gameplay. It's very much just kind of a vessel for an interactive story where you can make choices and kind of see this really beautifully depicted world.
How does music play a part in a beautifully depicted writing-based game?
I have to unfortunately make beautiful music, which is not, which is
a challenge.
I tell all the ladies I have to unfortunately make beautiful music.
Today I must be beautiful again, unfortunately. No, it was. I mean, the thing that I love most in composing soundtrack stuff is like kind of adapting catching a vibe, I guess, like trying to find what the cross section between the tone and the visual aesthetic and the sort of mainly those two, I guess, the tone of the writing and the visual aesthetic and the sort of setting of it, kind of trying to find where all of those can meet to have music that really brings it all together aesthetically and tonally. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I really like to feel like I'm part of kind of making a world is like my favorite thing about composing. And like I've written stuff before that's not for anything just because I kind of had an idea for a musical aesthetic. And this is outside of like bands that like I've written very soundtracky music just as an exercise because I kind of had an idea of a world or an aesthetic in my head that I wanted to write, and nobody was hiring me to at that time. And then that is great because then if a project comes along down the line that is of a similar aesthetic, I can show them that and say, I've done something in this vein.
What is the setting of this game?
It's set in this really interesting sort of surreal, all black and white charcoal, gothic world that's like kind of this city that's sort of depicted as being right on the edge of industrialization, but also kind of eating itself. It's this really cool, very industrial, almost like steampunky, gothic look at points. This city that you're kind of going deeper and deeper into and seeing different layers of. I almost think of like I don't think this was a conscious influence on necessarily, but for the old head game nerds here, Final Fantasy VII, and the fact that you kind of have that like layered city thing.
Old heads? Wait, you guys...
I actually do not really know.
That's the one with Midgard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like thinking of like the layers of kind of going deeper into a city and seeing different sort of casts of it.
Yeah, like the poor people live in a certain sector or a certain section of the
More
city.
toward the inside or toward the outside?
I don't remember. Isn't levels not going
I know in
inwards,
our
going
game,
up?
because
Yeah.
it's a similar thing. It's I think it's the outside where you have the very sort of farmer labor cast right on the outskirts of the city, and that's who you kind of interact with first, and you're given this sort of mystery that kicks off there that you have to go deeper and deeper into this city to kind of get more information on and figure out the heart of it. And it's got all sorts of juicy anti-capitalist stuff to it.
Juicy anti-capitalist.
If I could describe myself in 2 words.
Juicy anti-capitalist?
Yeah.
Oh, start with anti-capitalist. We'll come back to juicy.
We'll
I've
come
only
back to
had
it.
capitalist interactions with you, my friend.
That's true, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
true.
that's fair.
I don't know. I've been like a lot lately, been just kind of very interested in art and how it can play into kind of deflecting those sorts of systems. And like I've been reading all sorts of pretentious like Marx stuff lately.
You're reading pretentious Marx. Are you reading Marx?
Yeah.
Karl Marx?
That was
Okay.
just sort of a good way to couch that, I guess. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of Marx lately because this record that we're making is kind of has kind of a dystopian capitalist aesthetic to it, kind of a satire. I guess a little bit kind of like American Idiot might be a good reference aesthetically.
I know Green Day from 2004.
You remember Green Day from 2004?
I remember Green Day from 2000. Wait, let's see. I'm doing the math in my head. You weren't born before American. You were born after American Idiot.
American Idiot was that 2004?
Yeah.
I guess I
You want to be an American? Did you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that
recognize
was
the song.
like late 2004 when that
What,
came out.
something Jesus? Suburban Jesus?
Jesus of Suburbia.
Jesus of Suburbia.
I'm not a big Green Day fan. That's just like a good kind of example.
You don't have to be a fan to like reference something
Yeah.
to try to like make a point. I do
It's
it
a
all
deep
the time.
cut.
Yeah.
And that's the musical reference or the like
The tonal reference,
the
I
tonal?
think. It's kind of like, the music is way more kind of like fun, really lush, Beatlesy kind of, I guess you'd almost call it like prog pop, where it's a lot of kind of like very orchestrated pop with a lot of big layers and moving parts and stacked vocal harmonies, almost like musical theater at points. But it's, yeah, we're doing kind of like a very Sgt. Pepper sounding, almost like American Idiot by way of Sgt. Pepper, like that kind of psychedelic 60s aesthetic.
and
then
90s
this
punk.
telling a story that is very kind of modern punk, consumerist satire. I don't know. It's been really fun to put together. It's our drummer Davey is the one that has really done a lot of the kind of Imagineering of it, and
Wait, there's 7 of you making the game. How many of you are contributing musically?
to this album.
Yeah, he's talking about 2 different things.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
You're talking about the album, which is different than the
Yes,
game.
these
Just
are
to
my
separate
two
them.
current projects, or the
you're talking
Polliwog
about-
album that we're doing.
Yes.
This is the band that me and Joe are in.
Joe, your partner.
Yes, are making this album that is like sounds 60s-ish and Beatlesy, and the messaging is very modern, kind of punk satire, and that I've been working on that alongside the game, which is also very anti-capitalist, and so it's just kind of what my the through line of my art recently, I guess, has been kind of I don't know. I've been not a big fan of capitalism recently, I guess. I feel like you would say that our interactions have been capitalist. I feel like our us as two artists working together and paying each other for our work is not a capitalist interaction. There's no sort of there's not usually a big corporate entity present in that interaction.
A big corporate entity is who I work for 9 to 5, which makes it so that I have the capacity to spend my $10.99 doing art, and I hope to someday have the stability to throw off the shackles of my W-2. Though I am
Kyle Unchained.
Oh no!
The autobiography?
My good health care and that my children enjoy.
Yeah.
And the security of my job. But do you see what I'm saying? Where I am curious about your anti-capitalism. I'm really curious about how you say this music of the video game is anti-capitalist, but like, how does it share a musical quality with what Polliwog is doing? Polliwog being the band that's working on an album completely separately from the anti-capitalist music you are making for the video game that exists with some blokes from Vancouver. I use that term because the British, parlances, I assume, are okay with them because they're from,
British
Canada.
Columbia. Yeah.
Do they really say blokes? Is that what they do?
No, I don't think they do.
Brits
Not in
say
Canada.
blokes.
Not in
but
Canada.
like,
though.
Say it anymore.
Columbia.
What, 'cause only olds say it? Only
Yeah.
old Brits?
Only boomer Brits.
Only
Yeah.
boomer Brits?
And American boomers making
Yeah.
fun of Brits.
I'm an American boomer making fun of Brits.
Till I die. I think it's interesting. I don't even know if I would say that the music of Give Up the Ghost, which is the name of the game, is called Give Up the Ghost. I don't know how much I would say. I guess the music in my head is anti-capitalist because the writing of the game is. Because, it's all like atmospheric soundtrack stuff, not... definitely it's a different wheelhouse than the type of stuff that like we've done together on films and that I've done for your productions, but
Our
productions, yes.
working with the Farx brothers here.
We got the whole team.
Yeah.
I guess let's go instead to a functional thing then. Are you creating like hours of music that can be like used during an entire game experience? Or are you like, how do you create enough music for what I imagine is a more than 5-minute experience in a game that's not just repeating music like a Mario soundtrack or something?
Well, there is a degree of repetition to it, but a lot of it is kind of doing it in... I'm not writing that much music quantity-wise, but it's kind of threading a needle of writing music that is sparse and atmospheric enough that it can kind of come in and out of the experience without being something that you really clock as like, oh, the music just changed, or oh, the music just started. It just kind of really being part of the greater atmosphere, because there's also, sound design for the game beyond me. And I don't know. Yeah, it's been interesting because there is a lot of sort of creating music that works well enough being repeated, and a lot of kind of use of like motifs that can reoccur and be changed and altered as the story goes on. but a lot of it is kind of almost trying to create it so it's as like, not like it goes unnoticed, but like you don't feel the person playing the game doesn't feel the need to like acknowledge the music. Like there's not I'm trying not to hang a lantern on it, so it's enough of kind of just adding my piece to the greater sort of atmosphere of it. And a lot of that has been like I've worked with the sound designer on this game too. Like I will share, like a lot of times when I write these tracks, because they're very ambient and sparse and kind of, very haunting and atmospheric. There's always sort of a droning like ambience behind it that I usually kind of create from samples or from synths. And a lot of the time, the sound designer will want me to share that separately from the actual like musical component, so that you can have this kind of ambience that then the music just kind of is like its own entity coming in and out of that ambience and kind of surfacing and coming and going with the motion of the and pace of the game itself.
That's interesting. Wow. That sounds like a lot of work. I mean, to be that precise about where the music should go, the sound design, how you want the character or the player to feel as he's walking through the world or interacting. Yeah, okay. Do we have to be that specific?
It's one of those woke games.
Yeah. He plays a woman. Yeah, she has powers. What is it?
I said I'm woke as hell, and then I crossed myself.
To cancel it out?
To stay my wokeness in the right direction of Christ. I'm woke
If there's
for
a female
Christ.
character, though, does she have the right jawline?
And does she have,
Does she have hair on her body?
Wait, do you see people, or is it like a text-based?
Yeah, that might not even apply. But
You do, yeah.
You see people.
I can show you guys.
Only us,
Stuff.
not the audience.
We could show the audience
Oh,
stuff. There's
okay.
stuff out there.
Cool.
That demo now is publicly available. Do you want me to show you, or is that?
Please
Yeah,
go
sure.
ahead. I'm going to
Basic
ask
show.
you questions while you're pulling up. Are you a full-time musician? Like, this is the deal, right? You're a full-time musician.
I am. I mean, I'm 20 and I live.
No one's checking.
Okay.
He's of age, kids.
I'm drinking a Propel.
I was gonna say it's water
I'm
in his
looking for a
bottle.
Gatorade Propel sponsorship.
Nice.
Whereas Nick's
Prepare your music.
working for a black box of sponsorship.
Deep and dark.
Yes.
We're talking about the flavor of the wine.
100 gold medals.
Now I'm seeing that for the first time. Yeah, you're right.
I have like a perfect ad read over here. 34 Wine Enthusiast Best Buy Awards. No, but I'm 20 and I live in a duplex that my folks own. So like I don't have to really. Have another
Couple
2
of
or
years.
3. My parents are pretty like old, not relative to me in the sense of like, yeah, of course my parents are older than me, but like
It
my
was your
parents
dad's birthday like a
had me
day or
pretty-
two ago.
Yeah, my dad is like 62 now.
You don't have to say your father's age.
My dad's 60. My father, Christopher Raymond Lynch, is 62 years old as of.
So he's
about
a
a week ago.
42-year-old father if you do that math.
He was. That's
He was
true.
an older.
yeah.
He had the meaning of life father.
Yes, I did. My parents really took their time to figure their shit out before they had me, which I really appreciate. But that also
Sure.
means that like they're retiring pretty soon. So my goal is to be like, I am a full-time musician now, but it's because I don't have that many expenses to pay. And my goal is to keep sort of hustling that so that I can be a true full-time musician that can pay rent by the time my folks retire in a couple of years. But I seem to be on that trajectory. The game should be coming out around that time, and it has like a pretty good audience and support for it already. And we're looking at publishing with like one of the big indie game publishers right now. So
Nice.
hopefully that'll be something of like a big break for me that'll help me have more consistent like big work beyond like having to kind of just hope for a short film in town to line up.
I don't.
Hey, I'll
think-
always be here for the short films.
I don't think you should be making a career off of shorts being made. Obviously, okay. Tell us about the band though. You guys have an album. Yeah, is this the first or second album you've had?
This is
Polliwog.
our first full album. We had an EP come out. We had kind of just a collection of songs that we kind of made as an experiment to see if kind of the lineup worked and we could find the sound that we liked. And that worked well. And then we did, just for fun, these 2 Halloween singles. So we have almost an album's worth of music out already, but not in the form of an album. We have like a 5-song EP that was just kind of a trial run that we did for fun, and then we did these Halloween songs also for fun, and now this feels like our first like real serious kind of constructed thing, like a fully structured work.
Why Halloween songs?
Because I like Halloween.
You like the costumes, or what do you like about Halloween?
I'm just a big fan of the aesthetic. I mean, we'll get to that when we talk about the movie soon. I'm just a big fan.
No, we've already talked about the movie when people.
Oh, when we talked about the movie earlier, I'm sure that you got the impression that I really like the. Wow, there's a lot of sort of timeline stuff happening here.
Costuming and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and just the sort of I love horror and I love any sort of spooky aesthetic, and I love fall for the weather and the sort of seasonal flavors that occur.
Anti-capitalist who loves fall. Got it.
Yes.
If you were in need of a dating profile, I would be assembling it for you.
Okay, good. We'll have it by. We'll start the movie review with that, with my dating profile.
We clearly already have.
Yeah.
When did you get into horror as a young person?
I was very fixated on horror from a young age. I think that there was a lot of sort of stuff on like Cartoon Network when I was growing up that was sort of like what you would call children's horror, like Over the Garden Wall is very much kind of that.
Courage to Cowardly Dog.
Yes.
Wait,
yeah, Courage.
Over the Garden. Do you know what Over the Garden Wall
I
is?
haven't heard that one. No.
I don't know. I know Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's horror.
I would call that horror.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah. I mean, it's like kids horror, where it's
horror.
it's structured like horror, and it is trying to scare kids, but in a way that is like not going to ruin them.
Sure.
But like, it's almost like, what would an old person know?
I feel like.
Yeah. What would old people know?
Did you read like the Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't sinful for where I grew up. Because I grew up in a
Okay,
conservative
right.
Christian.
You remember the devil?
Yeah.
So he.
Still around. The greatest lie he ever told is making you think it wasn't real.
Man, what if we were talking about that movie?
The Devil or the movie Devil?
The movie The Usual Suspects, but.
What?
Whoa,
Say
what?
the usual.
That's a quote from The Usual Suspects.
What's the
Oh.
quote?
The
Do you
greatest
remember-
trick the
oh.
devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist.
I think that's also like a adage that has been passed down throughout time. But yes, you're right. They do say that in The Usual Suspects. That's a great point.
Get in the comments. Is that from The Usual Suspects?
No, we
this
know
is
it-
my thing that I do now.
I am. Please get them to engage in the comments. Please engage in the comments. It's very
Get
important.
mad.
Yes.
Get mad at Kyle.
Yes, if you could please.
that hard to do?
Flame
That's the
me in the
problem.
comments. Yeah.
He thinks
and
that's
you-
not from The Usual Suspects. Or I think that's from The Usual Suspects. Doesn't one of those make you mad?
Don't the usual. I mean, Kevin Spacey.
Doesn't he make you mad?
Not really. I mean, like, he was always creepy to me.
Yeah.
So, like, if he was creepy, hasn't been found guilty, I don't know. He's been getting retried for 2, I saw recently.
Those
I mean,
witnesses keep dying mysteriously.
wait, his witnesses aren't dying. This isn't Epstein. What?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
saying.
technically
there's some
Epstein
witnesses.
died,
Well,
quote unquote. Is that his witnesses who are
Hey,
dying?
the-
It's him.
I've been in touch with him. He's fine.
he's still alive. I do like that conspiracy theory that Epstein's still alive.
He's in Argentina too, like Hitler, oddly enough. It's just a really good place. Everybody in Argentina is like a monster in hiding.
Every Argentinian
Every
is a monster.
single Argentine.
I don't know what
It's
our
it's a foreign monster.
We could have
hiding.
people in Argentina listening if
Yeah,
I
get
were to
offended
try.
right now.
I know how much I've said about the Irish, and then I looked today and saw that we actually are listened to in Ireland, and I was like, well,
Who the fuck
still
listens to us in Ireland?
fucking
People.
not humans, because Irish
Wow.
aren't that.
Right. Okay, so this is a safe space for racism.
Against
you're
the
an
Irish. Against the Irish. Where did you want to go, young Mick Lynch?
If you're an Argentinian, get in the comments, tell us what sort of genocide you perpetrated and or sex crimes to which you needed to run away to Argentina.
And is that $40 billion coming in handy?
Yes.
Did we send it to Argentina?
Yes, we sent
Yeah,
them.
it was.
We sent them
Oh, yeah.
40
That's
billion.
why,
And
because
Venezuela.
Epstein's there.
I'm sure that is where Epstein has. The newest Epstein thing out is that maybe he did kill himself, but also communicated with Larry Nassar. I don't know. You haven't seen this one?
No.
Oh yeah, that one came out right around Christmas. It's like
Good, a little
they
present.
they keep dumping Epstein stuff around Christmas. I don't. It's gross. It's terrible, obviously. But I think it's fine to keep bringing it up and bringing it into the public consciousness so that it does not leave the Because let's just say we have gotten done talking about a movie where they say, hey, wouldn't it be terrible if religious people started being punitive and not taking the
Wouldn't it be
forgiveness
terrible
part
if
of
the
their...
systems of religion were taken advantage of to hurt people?
Yeah,
What
like time
if?
and memoriam.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Time
If
and
they
memoriams.
started to?
That would be crazy.
Just started to in the
Just
past,
started to.
because
Like, they
of
didn't-
this movie
Not
that
already.
we already talked about.
Not already.
There's some of that in our game.
Someday they might.
My parents are both very against like the
Organized religion.
and so am I.
Don't you live next to a church?
I do, yeah. And our drummer in the band his dad is a pastor at a very one of the few good churches left around here, at a really cool church, and he is like.
What makes it that for you?
I think they're like very much the opposite of fundamentalists, where they're very much not like, this text that this organization is building off of is, I forgot if I said they're not what I was about to say or if they are. They are very much saying that this text is not like a literal document that is a set of rules to live by. They're saying that like this is a sort of a historical event and an organization that we can learn from and has these beliefs and messages that we can apply to kind of spread good in the world. And I've been to a couple services of theirs to see if they could prove to me that was the case, because I'm someone who is very, very skeptical of organized religion, and I do really respect them and their approach to it. And we will even because a lot of the songs that we've written, I'm the main sort of, we kind of all work together to write the instrumental and musical side of the stuff that we do for the band, but I'm really the primary lyricist, and a lot of my writing is about resentment for sort of corporations and for the church. And so we will run it by his dad, because he is a pastor, and be like, is this something that is going to be unhelpful and destructive to people for whom this is a positive thing? Because I think there are, in the same way as the movie that we just talked about kind of said about the storytelling aspect of it, that it is very good for certain people, and it is something that is powerful and positive to be spiritual and to believe in something greater than yourself. And so we kind of will run stuff by him and Davey and his dad to see if if the good intentions are coming across of criticizing the abuse of power in religion and faith, and not just criticizing faith, because I think that is I don't know. I have my own personal criticisms of faith. But
Does
I
your
try to-
resentment come from firsthand experience?
Kind of. I mean, my grandma growing up, who I spent at least a day a week with, was very Catholic and very much tried to impress that upon me growing
so
up.
the movie had special meaning for you because it's Catholics and...
Yeah, to a degree. It's funny because I never bought it. And even my dad, who like grew up in a very Catholic household, never really bought it. And so we kind of both are people who are like, not even like deconstruction. Like we didn't have to deconstruct from anything. We just kind of both have seen how those kind of organizations try to take advantage of you and try to get you roped in and try to create that kind of bond in you, this sort of one-way transactional relationship where you are giving to them. And both of us just were kind of, it never was able to get its hooks in us. But this movie was very, I don't know, I really, as I said earlier, I really liked this movie, and I really liked what it had to say, in my interpretation of it.
So your firsthand resentment towards, and sorry, it's weird how often the three things you're not supposed to talk about: religion, politics, and sex.
We've covered two. I'm waiting for the sex conversation.
We already obviously covered that in spoilers, which
Right.
everyone knows. No, but it's funny how often religion has come up more recently. Maybe it's the time of year because it's Kwanzaa today. So
Kwanzaa.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. I knew I have to celebrate.
That's how you know he's woke.
The funny
Is that
thing
it's Kwanzaa?
He knows it's Kwanzaa today.
is Christmas yesterday. I'm telling Mrs. Farx that Nick was Kwanzaa shopping. She's like, "Does he actually celebrate Kwanzaa?" I'm like, You think my brother Nick celebrates Kwanzaa genuinely?
He could.
He
He could.
Keep an open mind.
could
You
Nick
gave a
Farx
second
celebrate
Kwanzaa family.
Kwanzaa authentically? Yes, Nick Farx could.
Would Nick Farx?
Could but would he? Would he? And that's the problem that Mrs. Farx should have been able to overcome. So then when Nick Farx started sending Kwanzaa memes throughout the day that I then shared with Mrs.
I
Farx.
only begrudgingly celebrate Christmas. I'm not
Yeah,
going to
me
celebrate Kwanzaa.
That's interesting. Wow.
I don't celebrate, I celebrate the holidays performatively for my
Are
family.
you a performative
I
male?
think there's a difference from sort of commercial American Christmas and traditional. I feel like there's something that separates the sort of Christmas that we begrudgingly celebrate, and even like something like Kwanzaa, where it's like the Christmas is no longer rooted in a culture. It's vaguely rooted in a religion, but it's not even like. I mean, if you want to get into this, even all of the Christmas traditions that we celebrate were taken from prior pagan traditions, whatever. So it's like there's
Yes.
no real cultural connection.
It was convenient. Do you want to sell the Christianity or not?
How are we going to steal all those pagans?
There's a winter pagan tradition. Can you not? Hey, they had a dead tree. Now you have a conifer. It's
Yeah.
better. It's better. Okay.
It's better.
But
Our
I don't
tree's
buy
alive.
this. You celebrate yesterday when it was Christmas. Did you open gifts with your family?
We actually open our gifts on. We sort of.
You're those kind of heathens.
Well, we're not
You do it
even-
on Christmas Eve.
We don't even like.
Shame. Shame.
You gotta cross yourself again. I feel.
It's all the
we
way
have
down.
been-
No, that's pretty low.
My mom's side of the family is vaguely Jewish.
Vaguely.
Oh, so it could be you
Going
could be
back
a
ways,
you could be a
so
true
my,
Jew
and my
because your
dad's
mom's
side of the
side.
family is vaguely Catholic, so we sort of
You're Bill
celebrate
Maher.
a vague fake. I'm in a lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah.
We celebrate a vague sort of holiday. I guess we say Christmas most of the time, but we just kind of exchange our gifts whenever. Because also both my parents have birthdays leading up to, the Hanukkah Christmas season. So we just kind of celebrate December. Which is nice because it does feel like we kind of have our own little tradition and mishmash of half-remembered cultures that we come from.
When did you stop believing in Santa Claus? I'm asking more because I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and eventually they're going to find out. And I know once one of them finds out, the other one's going to find out like that. So, like, how old were you? So you're thinking about it, because it was older than 4 or 5, but it was probably younger than 11 or 12, if I had to guess. And, you know, that means it was a decade ago or more for you. So that's what I really want to, like, pinpoint and try and make sure that I'm preparing myself.
I don't remember it being, like, a big... I feel like I would need to talk to, like, my mom about that. Because I'll call her real quick. No.
Share this one with your mom and be like, when did I stop believing in Santa?
I could text her right now. We could see if we could get an answer.
I do want you to text her while we're still in. I'll pivot to a different question, obviously, about you know, your scoring for short films and web series and how that has clearly brought such joy and specific character to your career. This is good vamping, just to be clear.
Yeah, but you had to get to a question.
I'm going to get to it.
Or I could ask the last question of the night.
You go ahead.
Did she get back to you yet?
No, I said, for the podcast, when did I stop believing in Santa and how did it happen? I don't remember. Yeah, I have no memory. We had like an elf on a shelf, I think, growing up that would do bits that she would move around and have sort of a nightly something funny to find in the morning. Sometimes she would mess them up. I remember very clear. This is kind of the only thing that the elf on the shelf did that I remember clearly, was that I had she like tried to draw a sort of like Rudolph, like color my nose red in my sleep, and it.
Right.
Wait, your mom tried to color your nose red in your sleep?
There was probably a setup to this punchline that I don't remember. I'll say that to clarify, but I also think that it was just really funny because I just woke up and it had been smeared all over my face. And so I just had like red all over my face when I woke up. And I remember being horrified and my mom being like, oh, it seems like the elf probably tried to like
not blood.
So that is the memory that I like if I think back to stopping believing in Santa and this sort of Christmas mythos, I feel like that's where I go to, is like my mom doing like, well, if I had to guess what the elf on the shelf was trying to do here.
So did your mom color your face red and then you smeared it, or they actually like, oops?
I think I just probably moved around a lot in my sleep. I don't know.
You know, you hold down your child while you paint their nose red.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're gonna
commit to the bit.
If you're gonna do it, commit to the bit.
I don't know how she tried to execute that without waking me up.
Just splash of paint on your face.
But yeah, maybe. I wonder if I was awake. And I just kind of blocked it out because it's probably horrifying to like.
They held a watch in front of you and then
that
you were hypnotized. And then it's like, okay, now we're gonna the ceremonial spraying of paint on your face. Do you want to talk about how being a scorer for videos is helpful, or do you want Kirk to go to the last question?
I think I should go to the last question.
Helpful.
It doesn't have to be helpful. Just any thoughts you have about it or want to share. Because obviously we want to cross-promote our other works as the movie producers and that sort of thing. That's how we met you, and you like doing it.
I like doing it. It's fun. No, it's really like, it really creates a nice sort of balance between having my kind of personal hobby art with the band and then having like also being a working freelance artist doing like scoring stuff, where it's like I feel like I can get the sort of like validation and feeling like I am successful in my art from the scoring stuff because like people seek me out for that and I get a lot of very good feedback and I get to sort of collaborate and feel like I can work with artists who I really respect and look up to, like the Farx brothers. And
Sorry, bro.
You asked him to bring us up, and he does, and you just
Said Farx Brothers. I was like, wait a second, I know those guys.
But that kind of fills that hole of like feeling like I'm getting something.
The Farx Brothers fill the hole?
Farx Brothers will always fill the hole. And that's their motto.
With consent.
Behind the scenes. It's on the back of all of these chairs. I put it there. I put a sign on the back of Kyle's chair.
They're getting kicked.
But no, yeah, that kind of gives me like the satisfaction of kind of like, I think it's bullshit when people say that art shouldn't be for other people to some degree, because I think it always is going to be, because it always is something that you're sharing with other people. I think that the only situation where art isn't for other people is if nobody else knows about it, and which I guess there probably are situations like that. There's that sculpture piece where that guy built that city out in the desert that people weren't allowed to see for a while. But anyways, like I feel like I'm of the philosophy that I think that there is always a part of art that is for other people and to kind of get feedback and to connect with other people. And I feel like for me, the scoring work really fills that, because it gets to be kind of part of a larger whole, and then my own sort of like creating stuff that is for me and to satisfy like my own taste and like the kind of art that I really like is what I do with the band, because that then like, because I can kind of get, again, you know, I'm a very young person, so I haven't really gone through this sort of, I don't believe this is real, but the ego death that people talk about, where it's like you stop caring so much what other people think of you. I think I'm definitely still at an age where I do care very much what other people think of me.
I appreciate that you dressed up for the show.
I did, yeah. It's because I care. That's for the audience. It's not.
Oh,
don't flatter yourself.
You say call me?
Yeah.
Who you want to call him? If you want to call him. Number will be
Well,
in the
number, yeah, on the
My
bottom.
full phone number will be on the screen.
It's a 900 number.
It is.
What does that mean? 900?
Did you pay by
I'm
the minute?
gonna buy a 900 number for this. But I feel like I get my sort of performative, engaging with other people, getting validated and feeling successful from other people, while still doing something that I like in the form of the scoring work, because I also love movies and video games, and so getting to be part of those while writing music, which is a process that I love, and then having other people appreciate it is like great. And then for like when I have more personal kind of messages or things that I need to express for myself, like as I said, lately I've been very sort of political and existential. That's kind of what I do with the band, where it's like, this is the stuff that I need to get out. And kind of, so I guess it's almost like the band stuff is more of my, I think I had a mentor of mine put it this way when I was first starting out, that film scoring and writing music for a larger production is much more of a craft than an art, because you're not really, I guess there's kind of a piece of you in it, because you're, channeling your influences and the stuff that you like, but the goal is for it to really mesh and be part of someone else's vision rather than be your vision. And so it's kind of like I can feel like I'm part of someone else's vision by connecting to that as more of a craft, and then my own personal art can be the more songwritery stuff with the band that then is like my vision and is kind of like what it's not, I don't want to say that that's what I want to be making, because I feel like it's not like I do the film scoring stuff to get by as a musician, because I truly love that and like I'm going to school for that. It's like that is like my more sort of ambitious success pursuing thing. And then because I don't have the typical sort of singer-songwriter I need to make this work, I need to perform for people, I need to be successful in this art. I can be successful as a composer, and then as a singer-songwriter, it can just be like, I'll just do what I want to do. Like, I'll just make the stuff that I want to make right now. And so I've found that it's a really good, like, scoring creates a really good balance between those, the two sort of sides of what I think most artists are in it for.
Oh, I think that's a really nice way to put it. Nice bow on your thoughts. Our last question of the night, we also ask our guests, who would you recommend we ask to be on the podcast?
First, I want to say you guys had somebody who shows, what's her name? Natalie
Tran?
on here, and I did not know that she was from around here or ran in the same circles as me. I just see her TikToks and stuff show up on Instagram.
We would like to have other big TikTokers on the show, just to be clear.
Big influencers on the show?
Yes.
Do you know any of those? With like 1 million followers?
There's an insane influencer that I know is based here, but he is like a bizarre character. I gotta find his, I think his name is Paul Karpov.
Paul Karpov.
And
Paul,
he-
we'd love to have you on the show if you're seeing this.
I don't
Your
know
last
if
name is Karpov, because that's how I'm saying it. This is a person you know or you've seen or have
I've
heard of.
seen, and I know that he lives in the cities. But all of his content is just like being insane and over the top in public.
Right? It's just like us.
But I do think it would be very funny to have him on the show. So try.
Try to get him on the
Paul
show. Yeah.
Karpov.
How did you get Natalie Tran on this show? Did you?
We worked with her before she was a big deal.
Oh, cool.
That helps.
Nice. Yeah.
I sometimes ask their moms before I ask them. But her I was actually friends with, and it's always this weird thing, like you're a young person that I met when you were 16 and now you're 20 or something like that.
Yeah, when we made that first short film, I think I was 16.
So, like, it's a weird transition from you're a child to me. Like, legally, like, you're 18, I don't really want to interact with you because you're a child. And then like, oh, you're an adult now. Well, I guess you're an adult, and like,
Yeah,
I
come
can
on our
message
show.
you. Yeah, come on the show. You know,
I mean,
like,
truly, and I feel like there is like, it's funny because you would think that, I don't know, I guess I, as a teenager, thought that it was sort of a somewhat meaningless distinction to say that you're like suddenly a more fully formed person by the time you're
adult,
like out of high school. But no, it really is like being a couple of years on the other side of it now. Like, it really is like a kind of moment where you congeal as a person into a whole individual. I don't know.
a
Maybe
nice
that
way of
was
putting it.
maybe I'm a specific case.
hey, you're still congealing, to be fair, because
I am,
you're
that's
going to
true.
keep growing brain cells for a couple.
That's
5,
true. I got
6
5 more years of brain development. Think about how
Yeah.
much I could learn by then. I could be
Right.
like Limitless from the movie Limitless.
let's
Yeah,
see.
Adderall exists, so you know.
That's true. Yeah, the Limitless pill does really exist.
Well, let's let the audience congeal on their own because we're going to wrap it up here. Have a good night. Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN. Join us next time for another debate.